Welcoming everyone to Project 52, the Essentials program. This is the one we're running, project52.org, and it's free for anybody to join who wants to join up, start doing the assignments. And the only people you stack yourself against are yourselves. So please don't think that if it's a little bit later in the game that you can't join. Everybody can join. We've had people join in the last couple of months of Project 52. So jump on there. Every assignment's self-contained. So let's take a look at this. Let's look at the assignment real quick. It was to create a classical music CD cover. And pop over there real quick. And the assignment was spelled out pretty well. What we needed to do, we had links to the piece of music that was actually being used right here, and of course the link to the Flickr page. So this is our critique of those images. By the way, I have not seen these, so this will be all kind of new to me. So this will be kind of fun. F11, wow. Nicely done. Look at that. We've got our string quartet back there. Shadows. We've got the flower. It's interesting. F11 says, voted the saddest classical piece in history by BBC listeners. Well, yeah, I think there's a couple that would be sadder. Tristan and Isolde, maybe Death and Transfiguration. But Barber's has always been associated with sad events, unfortunately, and Barber really hated that because he didn't write the piece as that. He was kind of upset at many parts of his life because everyone associated with something sad. For the photograph, F11, this is a wonderful shot. You did a beautiful job with it. Your presentation is gorgeous. I love the angle of the quartet back there, the flower, and I can see the text running up here or down here, maybe subtly to the side here to sell this as an album cover. Wonderfully done. Great job. Wow, we're off to a good shot. Lola takes pictures. Lily, out there in the wilds of Peoria. Let's see if we can bring this down just a little bit here. Now we're having a problem with the scroll wheel. Okay. We'll go to there. Gorgeous light, Lily. Nicely done. You've cropped in really tight on this violin. I don't know. I like the crop, but it's uneasy for me. And maybe that's part of the charm of the shot. It does make me a little apprehensive to the shot. I don't feel like I see enough of this and see enough of that. But it is a very dramatic crop. Nicely done, Lily. This is nice, and I love your gradient up here and how you matched the gradient down here, so we have this nice feeling of light. And the black card up here is giving us this reflection here on the surface here. Well, what's not to like about this shot? Lily, beautiful photograph. Lovely done. Lovely. And a second shot. I like the first one better. I do. This gets a little muddy for me here, especially back in here. Really don't see any detail here. Look at this unit here where the strings come attached, right? Let's go back up and look how much we see. We see all this detail. I'm going to go for the detail over the black. Anybody can do this. This is craftsman work right here. Good job, Lily. Thank you. Blue Lace Daisy. Okay, we got the music in the background. Looks like the bass part or the cello part. Probably the bass and cello back there. And the beautiful violin up front. It looks just a little dark to me. A little underexposed. We have this back here. This needs to have some action on it. Blue Lace. This needs to have some light and dark or something on it to really kind of make it. It's a little flat. It's like a background just kind of flat there. And yet, if it was a little bit brighter on this side, coming over here, maybe there were some a little bit more streaks of light or something to give us some interest to that background. The guitar, the violin up front. This is not bright enough. It just looks a little, it's a little dull to me. Stick it into Photoshop and let's play with the contrast and see if you can pull the contrast up for this shot. I really think that we could get more pop from this picture if we had the contrast up a bit. Really do. Okay, and this second shot here, it says it's not do with, has this uncropped kind of feeling to it. Yeah, this is more got more attention detail than this. Even though I think this is your shot, I think Blue Lace, this is your picture. Just going to have to make it pop a little more. Yeah. And like I said, Barbara didn't see that piece as being sad and depressing, but, you know, became one of the most famous pieces of the 20th century. Say Mozzarella, this is stunning. I love your flowers as notes. This is great. This little piece of page back here, blending into the background. What a great album cover. This is wonderful light, Say Mozzarella. I wish we had a... letting a batch of these dry out this week and I'll take another shot. Dead flowers, okay. Dead flowers might work better. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. I'd shoot it both ways. Absolutely. I really like what you did here as far as making this very playful little string layout of the clef and the staff and then the flowers. It's obviously music, and yet it really isn't. I mean, there's nothing on here that's really music. All this stuff is sort of created. The flowers look like notes. Well done. Say Mozzarella. That's well done. Hanson M. Okay, with the... Yeah, this shot doesn't... This is the 4 lines of the string quartet, which I think would be a lovely back page shot. I don't know if it comes up to the cover. Or it might be a nice interior shot of something, you know, where they could, you know, maybe list the musicians right down this little column of area right here, that kind of thing. I like that. Well thought out. But I see your local violin making school provided you with a incredible, beautiful violin. Very nice. I love this little gradient you've got going here. We captured all the detail. The highlights great here. Hanson, this is a good shot. Now, this violin has a couple little scuffs on it. When we're coming in this tight, take them out. Clone them out. Boom, 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 boom. Right in here, right here, right here, right here, right on that edge. You got it right here. These little guys, you got to clone them out. This is a beautiful handcrafted violin. Yes, it's going to have some marks on it and stuff, but they can't be like that. They can have a little discoloration. Like that one's fine. A little scratch. That one's probably fine. That one's fine. That little dark area is fine. It's just these like white things that's just got to come out. Really nicely done, Hanson. Beautiful shot. Could be even more powerful if we had a light back against that background where it was a little bit brighter here and going to much darker up here to really give us that background being very gradated, light to dark, with this violin in front. Chris Dean. That's just a beautiful shot, Chris. That's definitely a keeper for you. Everything's going right on this shot. Your background, your light, the the shadow, the darkness up front works really well. I know someone's saying, going to wait for me to say we need to see detail in this, but we don't. The whole nature of this shot is to do it that way. Very nice. Now this shot could be an alternate cover. When you're doing stuff like this, you got to watch out for, and this is so true. You'll spend more time fixing this here on the shoot than taking the photograph. You got to get these out. Maybe a little steamer, a little handheld steamer. You can steam this out, pull them out, stretch them, do whatever you need to do, but they are distracting to the shot. The shot from here, actually from here over, works beautifully. These guys need to either be cloned out of this shot or just crop them out. Just bring your crop right over to here. Nicely done. It wouldn't be a square at that point, but it'd still be a nicely done shot. I like this. This is a good shot. We've seen this shot before. That's really special. I like that much better. Much better. Okay. Renee actually designed a cover. Okay. And using some nice Photoshop techniques, burned the rose. I think that what you did here, you responded to the music with a CD cover. You know, there's like 3 types of covers that they use for albums, right? They use either a picture of the artist, they use something that relates to what the artist does. Maybe it's a saxophone. If it's a Candy Dulfer album, it's a saxophone or whatever. And then there's the approach that they go from the passion or the emotion of the music. And you'll see all 3. You'll see a lot of that in classical music because, quite frankly, getting an orchestra together for a photo shoot is a bit difficult. So you'll find all kinds of ways that they take the emotion part of the work and bring it to the forefront, which you did here beautifully. This works even without the letters here. It works very well. Nice job, Renee Hesp. Nice job. GKMB. Adagio for strings. Okay, and this is another design here, GKMB. Added a design. It's kind of a nice design. I like that sort of, it looks like it's those embossed letters here. And again, went for the emotional impact of the music, the way they felt that it would be over the instruments or something like that. And all is fair. That's fine. That's just fine. This shot looks a little, this needs to come up just a little bit for my taste because this is so bright up here. I want to see these rays coming down, but I want to see them result in something up here. I want to see a little bit of something happening. I know these rays look like they're lighting it up back there, but let's extend them out a little bit and make it like they're lighting this area up right here where the wildlife is. Very cool. And another shot. Another shot. Nicely, looks like you're thinking through, even though these are found shots, they look like you're thinking through them for your backgrounds, for your background of your album, and that therefore that takes them from taking into slightly into the world of making. Sometimes you make a photograph. We talk about that in this a lot, about between the difference of making and taking, right? We all want to make a photograph. Sometimes you make a photograph simply by the crop that you make the image at. I do think your very first one is the best. So, excellent. Sorry, before crazy scrolling, I wanted to check something. Thad G. Okay. Oh, okay. Well, this is a... Okay, yeah. Your text in here, that's not bad. Yeah, guys, I will not have you guys be designing. So in the future, there's no assignment will require text. You're certainly welcome to do it if you want, but no assignment will require text unless it's absolutely specifically noted. So yeah, don't waste your time doing it if you think it's part of the project. If you want to do it on your own, hey, no problem. But I do appreciate you putting in the shot without the text in it. Okay, this top shot. Let's see the other one down here. Okay, of the four, I'm going to kind of lean to this one. And I'll tell you why. This one looks like just a flash lit shot, like a wedding shot. It's really dark back here. We've got no texture left here. It's just lighting him up. So, that one doesn't move me. This is similar to the one above. He's just being lit. Now we get down to the next one here. This one. And now we got a little bit of detail back here. And we've got an interesting sky. It doesn't have that flash lit look as dramatically as the other two. Still lit by flash, that's obvious, but it doesn't have that as much as the other one. Using the flash inside and getting it very bright on this side, presenting these very tiny little highlights, that's wonderful. Just great. Just enough to not let that inside of that gazebo die and still present a bit of an edge on his face there, which gives him dimension. So light, shadow, and then that little ridge of light, there's dimension to it. I like this shot. I like the angle of it. Again, you're showing us something we don't normally get to see, that we can see every day. This is a little bit different. It takes us outside of the OG. We've seen that before. Mode and puts us somewhere different. I like that shot. This shot, just a little too close. For me. The little dangly things here, I hardly see them in this shot, and they just stand out in this shot so much. Don't much care for that. I do like the lighting in this one where we're getting a little rim light on both sides of him, but that's your winner shot right there. Okay? Sometimes too far is too far, and sometimes too close is too close. So, all right. Close for Easter break. All right. Sefton, what a nice approach to it, and yeah, I like it. It's a concept work. It's a concept piece. I like it. I think that first one is so much better than the second one. This one is a little bit different. I don't know if it says Sam Barber or even the music that's inside. This very much says string quartet. Yeah, wow, I like this. I even like your approach to lighting. It looks like the light's just a little to the right of camera. We're getting some shadows thrown back here. I love this specular up here and the way the wall does. Yeah, man, I like that shot. I like that shot a lot. His kind of crumpled shirt, his whole posture, very, very clever. Do that. Do more of that. TSC Tempest. Went with the music as candy. Art Deco, 30s industrial. Okay. So, Maria. All right. Nice story how you came up with it. Yeah. The chocolate itself is shot quite well. Little anomalies that we have to get rid of. See those little, whenever you touch chocolate, you get these little white things. Got to clone them out. These little guys right here, got to clone them out. The chocolate has to be perfect and an ad right on the inside of this lip right here. Right here, you just got to fix those up. So when you're shooting chocolate, you can be very careful. One thing you can do is to wipe the chocolate down with a very soft, like a microfiber that's just got a tiny bit of olive oil in it. And that tiny bit of olive oil will turn this back to chocolate looking. It just kind of smooths out the little bumps. But but buttery spray will work too. But when I say a little bit, I mean a tiny, tiny bit. Handling the chocolate is best done with some sort of soft glove so that you don't get fingerprints on the chocolate. And also, of course, having the studio be cooler than normal or the set will keep that chocolate a little bit harder. Cool. Tracy Sutherland. Wow. Wow. Cool. Tracy, this is a very interesting shot, obviously done with some sort of collaging technique. Very nice. I could really see this as a cover shot. I really could. This is such a nicely. I love your little subtle lighting in here and the catch lights on this diamond and the light to dark. I like that a lot. I really do, Tracy. That's well done, well presented. That's a keeper. I also like this shot here for some things. I do like the way you've lit up the fingerboard here. And this is nice here. It just doesn't go dark enough for me back there. And I would crop out where we just get right to the tangent of this fingerboard here. It's almost like my brain goes, well, why are we seeing this? Don't need to see this. Let's just go ahead and crop it off. Light looks very nice on that violin. Oh, nice the way you lit it as well. Thank you. Handy teddy bear. You can't have too many teddy bears on set. David Maynor, shot outside on cloudy day. Einstein 640 with beauty dish. All right. Okay, so you've done all kinds of things out there. Oh, I see. It's a suitcase with a little music box thing here. And we got music paper spilling out of the suitcase. Okay. I was having a real hard time with that latch. I can't even tell you what I thought that latch was. Of course, now that I see it's a latch, I can't remember what I was seeing before. But I think part of that challenge right there is that we have lost detail in the front of this trunk, so we really don't know what it is until we figure out what it is that we're seeing. I like this approach to it, and the music falling off the page, very clever. I like that all the way through. That's an interesting thing that you'll work on and make better, I'm sure. But losing this case, this texture of this case, is just not good for me. I think we need to much better shot, David. This one with the a little bit lighter and darker and more of a pronounced vignette. But you've got to get at least right in here over to here the texture of the front of this violin case, which could have been done with a white card or some sort of something. Violin case looks like it's mildly efficient and could bring us back some reflection, which is what we need. All right, look at this. Oh, Irene, that's just a beautiful shot. Wow. Yeah. Nicely done. The landscape. This has got a whole lot of concept to it. So not only is it the music, which is this misty landscape, beautifully done string quartet here as well. Beautiful. Now this is that looks like a violin. This looks like a kid's violin. Viola and cello. All right, well, actually, that looks like a cello too. I don't know. I can't tell with these dimensions here. Beautiful, just gorgeous, Irene. Just stunning. M. Whitehawk. Okay, you got some. Okay, so you've got some violin players here. This is a nicely done picture. Got your lighting coming over here, which gives us this nice edge and dimension to her, but it also gives us some little goofy things that are happening here, which could be easy to fix if you needed to fix them. But how do we do this? We got our, where's our quartet? We got here. So this, okay. All right. Okay. Sometimes you get out on assignment and you find you can't go to exactly where the good shot is, so you have to make the shot where you are. I like what you've done here. I wish that you could have gotten a position to put her next to this violin player more. I like the violin players. I don't like the space between them, and I'm not thrilled about this guy up here. He just sort of jumps out of the picture all the time when I'm looking at it. But you've approached your lighting with a sense of style, and I like that. I like that. I like that. M.H. Curtin. M.H. Curtin. Wow, I like this. I like your thought process. I really do like your thought process. You've created a image that's got a lot of emotion to it. It has a lot of story to it. There's a lot of concept to it. The lighting, these three little guys here on the front bother me. I think I'd take them out, actually. Take the highlights out. I don't, that's really well done. We'll have to see. Welcome to Project 3052 for all of you new folks here. A couple of new names on here, I see. Thanks for being involved. I would like to see how you progress with this. Very nice, nicely done, and what a great concept. I just got to tell you. Sepia version. All right. To answer your question, sepia version. Yep. I like the light on the apple better. I like this better. See this little highlight right here? MH, that little highlight's missing here. The apple just doesn't ring with me. It does here. I get the apple here. Absolutely. I like this version best. Well done. Well done. Lose some. Wow. A sad but not all is lost theme. Yeah. Love the light here. This is the light's just really getting good here. It's so it's just really powerful. I really like it. The key stands out just enough. It's not, it doesn't look like Lord of the Rings where this thing would be glowing. It just stands out for my taste just enough. Has some interest around it, so our eye is always moving and darting around in this picture. Nice shot, lose some. Nice shot. Front cover. Okay. Back cover. Wow. Tammy, these are very iconoclastic kind of photographs. These are real unique, super modern. What an interesting approach to this music. I don't know. It's so modern. These shots could be used for almost anything. Tammy, I think you did a really good job, because you created photographs that, I look at these photographs and I just want to keep looking at them. I don't know what's going on here, which could be a perfect cover for a CD of music. Something that, we have, there's a story. What's going on? And then in the back, you don't even answer the story. You even make it more mysterious. Like your processing a lot. The processing of this sort of super retro with the hard shadow with the on-camera flash. I don't know if it's on camera or not. It just seems like it might be. It has that feeling to it. No, it's slightly off camera. Has that intense, dramatic feel to the flash. That's Tammy. Wow, very creative, very nicely done too. I like them. Damian Powell. Damien picked up on the fact that they were all university teachers, and there you go, Damien. What a clever idea. The only ones so far, I haven't looked at the last, but the only ones so far of this and the pro group to recognize the teacher part of it and bring that in. These things, we need to work on these things. They can't just, they can't be a mess. You've got to really, really get like a nail, for instance, a nail, and brush these where you lay them down and some of them curl up. You got to brush them down. These things are so hard to do because of that. You just got to, like you're brushing someone's hair with that nail and get all those edges right in here cleaned out. As far as the lighting, I don't know what's going on right here. Looks like a little bit of flare. I don't know. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But you're dark to light, and I like that. Well conceived, Damien. I really like the approach to this a lot. Very well done. All right. Thanks for showing us how you did that. That's very cool. Okay, JMPHG. All right. This is this shot to me is a taken shot, JMPHG. In other words, you found it. If you found it for the assignment, then you've made it by the crop. That being said, how can we take this photograph that anyone can take and walk up to this building and take? How can you take that photograph and give us a different spin on it so that when we look at it, we go, wow, that's JMPHG's photograph. How can we do that? We can use lighting, strobes, we can use softboxes, snoots, grids, we can use mirrors with daylight. Something we've got to do to take this out of the realm of I just found it and cropped it into making that shot. If I had given you this assignment, and you were being paid the CD rate $10,000 for it, my question is, would this in your mind be a $10,000 photograph? And so we get big bucks for doing this stuff, and we've got to create something that no one else can do. Now, after saying that, I think it's a cool shot. I think it would work well for the Barber Quartet cover, but it would also be something that I could probably get from stock. And lovely shot and a great idea for the cover there, JMPHG. Okay, Suki B shot the violins. Okay, we got them all lined up, got them in a row here. Suki, we've got these great shapes. We need light now to tell the story. And our light is just kind of there. It's not helping us tell the story. It looks to me like your light is far away. Oh, setup shot. There we go. Oh, yep, I was right. Your light, this is, to do this shot in that area, Suki B, I'm going to give you big props for that. That's really cool. I see what you're doing here, getting up on, and you're doing all this right here. You can get these cards in closer. The closer you get the cards, the more highlights are going to be brighter, okay? The other thing is maybe a card suspended here to give us a highlight here. because these violins are all, they all bulge out a little bit here, to pick up a little bit of highlight there. That could be a white card here above the set as well. Not leaning this way, not going this way, because that's just, now the white card is not white anymore. It's in the shade. I mean, almost aiming up like this, so that the white card, like this angle right here, the white card is as white as it's going to get from all this window light on it. And then these guys will take care of the heavy lifting, because they will reflect what they see. Right now, they're reflecting the not so lit up sky. So, or the room here, the stuff above them. Okay. Ego f-stop. That's a very interesting image, graphic image. I don't know if I'm looking at a photograph or an illustration here. Ego f-stop. Boy, props for concept. Big props for concept. I like that concept. I'm just not sure I'm not sure what I'm looking at. I don't know how much photograph is here. So maybe that's the point, I don't know. I like the image, Ego f-stop. I do not know if it fits the assignment or not, but I do like the image. I do. Lot 16, CA. Yeah, right. Okay. All right. So it's a violin and a bow. And it's got this textury background here, which I would make even more out of focus if I could. I don't know what's going on over here, but I don't want to see that lot 16C. I don't want to see that text. That can be almost anything but text, because we're looking at this. We're going, oh, that's really, what's that say? Oh, look at the beautiful light. What's that say? I love the way the light's skimming back over here. This light right in here and in here and in here is so pretty. And then, of course, the nice big fill from this side, whatever that's being used. That's so pretty that just becomes a distraction, a huge distraction. I like this edge detail item as well. Compositionally, pretty darn interesting. I like what you did with it. Light-wise, so warm back here, so warm and so cool in here. That kind of bothers me. I think I would go in Photoshop and warm this up down here. I think I would go in Photoshop and also outline this bow and this ledge and move it to a new layer and blur this background a little bit more. There's too much competing for the eye there. You take that out and the eye's going to go right to this part of the shot. Even the text won't pull the eye as much as all this clutter down here, which drives us here. And we'll, what's that say? Okay, to Cochin. I'm not crazy about the first one. Better with the second one. Here's what I want you to do, T. Cochin, because again, we're at this situation where the shot could be very good, but it's not any better than someone who could just simply set it down, take a picture with their point and shoot. I know what you're trying to do. I can see you're lighting it. I can see the light in here. I think you're too far away, and I think you need to sketch more. And when I say sketch, I mean coming in close, pulling away far, putting on the 20, the 24, the 35, the 50, the 100, the 200, whatever you have, and trying to make a shot within there. I have strong feelings that had you done that, had you taken that violin and taken those lenses and worked that violin within there, I absolutely sure you would not have come up with this shot. Absolutely positive. This shell would probably be related to something over here. I could even see this shell balanced in here with some side light. So all of you, every one of you listening to the sound of my voice, whether you're Project 52 or not, sketch with your camera. Get in tight. Pull farther away. Try what does the shot look like if it's just a tiny part of the frame? What does it look like if we're so close we can't hardly figure out what it is until we go, oh my gosh, those big columns there, those are actually strings on a violin. Do you see what I'm saying? And everything in between. Try center composition, in thirds composition, at the bottom, at the top, to the top right. Everything you can do with this thing, it's not going anywhere. And you sketch and sketch and sketch until you take something, and I guarantee this will happen. You'll snap that frame, you'll look at it, and you'll catch your breath a little bit and go, oh, what did I just do? Okay? You'll see the magic happen in front of you. And when you see that magic happen, that's a point. That's a delta, so to speak, in your growth. Because once you experience that feeling, that sort of like that aha moment where you see something that you created just jump off the back of that camera, just like, oh my God. Once you see that, you keep striving to get it again. And I think we've got so many things working here. We got this beautiful shell and this violin. We've got the scroll on the shell and the scroll on the violin. We've got how do we say something about these things with our camera? Lights, composition, and all the tools that we have at our disposal. All right, thanks everyone for this set of images. Fantastic, folks, just fantastic. So many good shots, and even if we didn't, hit a home run with your shots, what I'm surprised and delighted at is all the conceptual work. People really, really thinking about the music, about the CD cover, about creating something very interesting, and I'm so appreciative. Great stuff, folks. Thanks. See you on the next critique.